Undertale Yellow. An Undertale fan game that, unlike most others, creates a full game's worth of content for entirely free.
Most people absolutely love Undertale Yellow, while some...
I said I wouldn't complain, but I am... That was before this happened, okay? Yes.
had some improvements.
But the main point is that the fan game was ambitious.
And I do love myself a bit of ambition.
Especially considering that it's entirely free by virtue of being a fan project.
Seriously, if you got rid of the Undertale from the Yellow, you could probably charge like £5 for it, but like, I digress. And I fear I may have found another one of such ambitious fan games. But I'm also aware that due to the nature of its content, it will never even hold a candle to the popularity of Undertale Yellow. Of course, I am talking about Undertale Love and Lust. It's exactly what you think it is. Hello and welcome to what I call a new video, and today we are going to be talking about ambition. Now, before we get into the fan game, we gotta establish the source, and I'm not talking about Undertale.
Under Her Tale is a comic series made by The Will over the course of an 8-year-long period. And before you make fun of it like this Redditor, comics take time. I would know, considering I myself made a comic series in 5th grade, and even that 20-part shit stain took me halfway through 6th grade to finish. Side note, but this is always the way that I folded the comic issues, because I folded them every single time. I don't know why I folded them, but you know, I am a neurotypical, by the way.
I would make a video on it, but I did destroy the original comics, and by the way things are looking, I probably won't be able to.
Nevertheless, after the first few parts, the comic quickly moves away from being mindless smut, actually managing to be surprisingly sincere and heartwarming at times, to the point you're genuinely invested in characters, only to suddenly get jump-scared by the God of Hyper. The basic premise of this comic is that Frisky, yes, that is the actual name, gets dared to go up Mount Eboob for a blowjob. I'm a child. He falls in and has to deal with the monsters of the underground, or monster girls. Because everyone's a woman now.
You can take a guess on how the rest goes.
But the point is that the original comic was much more than you could expect when looking at the cover.
I believe the exact same thing goes for the game by the same name.
Now, there is a difference between the comic and the game. The main character is not a defined person, meaning that you aren't just retreading the comic as it played out, you are actually playing Undertale with multiple routes based on the choices you make. And the devs have a handy pamphlet to show all of the routes. That being the lover and the lustful route. But when I first read these, I thought I got it, when in actuality I failed to get it even the tiniest amount. So instead of reading that together, we'll be using the demo that was recently released after a few years of scattered and panicked development. The demo consists of 2 rooms. Well, 3, but you'll see. You start as Frisky, with a cave-in behind you to contain the demo to only those 2 rooms. And you get to talk to a monster. She tells you that the establishment behind her is closed and not even she is let in, and there's someone else up ahead who is also not allowed in. Making our way right past funny-looking waterfalls, we encounter a Frogget, or Frogette.
These names are getting better.
Who's obsessed with human history, but the kind that Project Melody and ZTV would teach. There's 3 ways that this fight can end, which I will call lover, lustful, and unsatisfied. To become a lover, you have to collect hearts until you've collected enough hearts to reach the heart gauge. Every monster has a different number of hearts that they need according to the pamphlet. I wouldn't know, I'm only fighting Frogette. You get heart collection opportunities by doing acts and collecting them in the following attack. And here I would like to pause, because you can also use this book of human history that you found on the ground here to create a heart opportunity. However, using it here does nothing beyond giving you a single heart, which a single listen would also do without using up an item. Same goes for the hidden nerd out act, which you only unlock by checking or checking out Frogette. This makes it so that there are a lot of options to get these heart opportunities, but literally 0 reasons to actually use any of them, because they are all worse than listen, because they either take up an item or more turns. So my suggestion would be that certain actions spawn more hearts during the following attack, with the item spawning 3 in one go and nerding out doing 2. I would say this is still balanced, because I presume that you will be encountering a lot of Frogettes in the ruins, especially considering we already have 2 in the demo alone. So using the book basically allows 1 fight skip, and checking 1 Frogette allows the hidden action on all future fights. This would just make the final game and the upcoming ruins demo a bit better in my opinion. But regardless, once all 3 hearts are filled, we can move to attack. Or in this case, fun. I don't know how else to say it. The more hearts a monster has, the more heat damage a monster takes per fun attack. So fill up the 3 hearts and start having fun. Once the gauge is filled, it's time to spare, or rather fun. Yep, can't show any of this. Forget here has 3 stages of mercy. The love path unlocks 2 of those. The unsatisfied route unlocks only 1 before ending it, and the lustful route unlocks all 3. After the battle is done, the Froghead moves out of the way and we can go back to the security monster to get access to the building where the demo ends.
Side note, I really like the fact that this is something you can realistically find.
The bouncer tells you about the Froghead and it would make natural sense to return there once you are done with her. That is good
Game design.
and tells me that the devs here either stumbled into that by accident or know what they are doing. I'm hoping for the latter, which makes me hopeful for the full game. The unsatisfied route is the same as the lover route. You just can't collect all 3 hearts before sparing. You aren't allowed on the club in this one. The lustful route is different. Even if you gather only a single heart, you are locked out of mind-blowing your enemy. If you increase the monster seed to 300%, the spare scene automatically activates and you gain stage 3 of the spare scene. Afterwards, Forget will also be less of herself and the bouncer requires you to say no here in order to be let in. And the club has different dialogue.
Overall, I think this fan game has a lot of potential, especially considering it's been in development hell the past few years, which you can read all about on the itch.io page. But now we actually have a tangible demo right in front of us. With this video, I'm mainly trying to get more volunteers, more eyes on the project, so that, you know, more development hell doesn't happen to it, hopefully. And overall, I just want Ambition to succeed where it possibly could. And that's kind of it already. Except, it's looking increasingly more likely that this will also be it for this. So, this is the first video I actually fully scripted, and so this is me going off script. Because right now is a bit of a interesting time in my life. There is a pretty good chance that in a week's time I will be applying to join the Bundeswehr. Yeah. So, the videos may slow down. And I will do it because I am lacking all of the money. There were people that actually gave me money, a total of 150 bucks from 2 separate people. And I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. I never expected to even get any donations, much less 2 donations of that magnitude. And I want to thank them for helping me. Of course, it's not enough. I'm sorry that I can't make good on your investment, but I do want to thank you in the video, so here you go. But that's besides the point. So, video production will likely stop very soon, and I don't think I will have the opportunity to say a proper goodbye, so I'm just announcing it here, which is unfortunate. Now, of course, if this video gets, I don't know, 1 million views and suddenly my career on YouTube starts booming, this whole announcement is a little, you know, funny because it won't lead anywhere, but I have a high likelihood of doubting that, so. I've been doing this since 5th grade. And being here, kind of realizing that it's gonna be stopping very soon. Feels weird. Feels very weird. But that's okay. Change is a natural part of life. And even if this change is made out of desperation, even if this change is made out without my consent, it is change that I'll go through nonetheless. So if anything is going to happen, If trajectory takes me exactly where I think it will take me, I've had a good run. And I would like to say goodbye. And thank you. No matter if this is the first video you've ever seen of me, whether you joined 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I want to thank you. Cue the clown.